So I think in putting the schedule together, Mike Burgermaster's done a nice job with the progression. So far, I think Bradley will be the best team we've played. It's interesting. I was talking to Chris Morris today, ironically, and he told me about going off against Bradley in the NCAA tournament. He told me about Hersey Hawkins going off as well for Bradley. And one of the things I try to explain to my guys yesterday is Bradley was like one of those mid-major programs that have always thought themselves of being a high major right there in the state of Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, big city, great following, big building. I would imagine they're going to have a lot of people here. So I didn't want my guys to be surprised if they had that following. Teams like Butler who we sort of recognize now as teams that have grown, and Creighton, teams like that. Extremely well coached. The stuff they run is I say it a lot, but it's hard to guard. And in particular, they do a great job with their reads and reacts. If you do this, they do that. If you do that, they do this. And a lot of times we can game plan and we know, look, if we do this, we can really take something away. It's much harder against Bradley by the virtue of the way they run their offense. And then defensively, they've held their last three opponents to 60, 61, 62 points. They were number 3 in the nation in defense efficiency. They just don't beat themselves. They are extremely well drilled in how they guard, very, very handsy. They average about 15% of the possessions, they get a steal or a turnover. And taking care of the basketball has been a challenge for us. We had 20 turnovers in our last game. If they turn us over and are able to score in transition versus our drop back defense, that'll be an advantage, obviously for them. Thought we played really hard the other night against Texas Southern. This will be our first game away from the friendly confines of Auburn Arena. Adversity reveals character. It doesn't just build it. I would imagine we're going to see some adversity. And how we react and how we respond, I think will go a long way as we continue to become a better basketball team. The weather in Cancun here has been warm in the afternoons. You can see by the way I'm perspiring a little bit. And you remember the old me that used to sweat? We're back now, right? We're back. I would imagine the hydration and things like that will be a factor in these two games because of just what the humidity is. So looking forward to the opportunity, again, to continue to grow and continue to learn.
You have any history with Bradley in your coaching career?
I don't think I've played Bradley before.
But you played teams out of the Missouri Valley Conference. You saw one down in the Bahamas last year in Loyola.
Yeah, the Missouri Valley is a really good league. It's probably I'd say probably the top mid-major league overall, just sub-Power 5. These guys aren't intimidated. They've all been sort of right there with the Big Ten kind of recruits, so on and so forth. They're tough kids. They'll play hard. They'll play physically, and they'll be very well prepared.